Do you guys really have that little work to do? To actually have enough free time to ponder over such dull and pointless questions? Don't let the name fasting pill fool you. It is merely a pill refined from food. It slowly breaks down inside the stomach, thereby achieving the effect of not needing to eat for a long period of time. Fundamentally speaking, it is still food, understand? So that's how it works. Then whether it's braised or not, it still counts as eating. I understand now as well. Those who refine fasting pills can be regarded as my fellow practitioners. Don't flatter yourself. At most, you're on the same level as the pill boy whose only job is to fan the flames. Are you seriously asking to get beaten? You're nervous, so you're lashing out in anger because you're embarrassed. Go downstairs and fight. And if you damage anything, it will be deducted directly from your wages. Why does your face look so pale? Eldest senior sister, you're asking even though you already know. If it weren't for you telling Meng Jingzhou that I eat tofu every day, would he have ordered an entire banquet of tofu to honor me? He asked me what you eat most often, so I simply answered him truthfully. Then what about heavenly venerable tofu? That really was what you shouted out while you were dreaming. I suspect you deliberately did it. Fine, I have no evidence. I have read your mission report. Using your wisdom to see through and eliminate a painted skin demon, you performed very well. Of course, Do you have anything else? Yes, I do. Eldest senior sister, do you have any spells for traveling here? Naturally, I do. However, what do you need a spell like that for? Isn't it because whenever Wendao Sect disciples travel outside, all their transportation and accommodation expenses at the local merchant guild are charged to the sect's account? As a disciple of the Wendao Sect, it is only natural that I should consider the sect's best interests, increasing revenue and cutting expenses, starting with myself. Since you have such intentions, as your senior sister, I naturally cannot go against your wishes. However, you have only just reached foundation establishment, so there aren't many spells suitable for you to use. I happen to have a flying sword art here. A soaring art that allows you to travel freely through the sky. And a transformation art that allows you to transform yourself into a bird. Is there one that doesn't require flying? Oh, why are you trying to learn a travel spell that doesn't involve flying? Well, how should I explain it? There are indeed spells that don't require flying. But they demand an extremely high level of comprehension in Dao arts. It's still a little too early for you to learn them now. It's fine. I'll give it a try first. If it doesn't work, then I'll just forget about it. This spell is called Shrinking the Earth to an Inch, and its cultivation difficulty is extraordinarily high. This is the mental incantation. Once you can recite it fluently, I will officially teach the spell to you. Thank you, eldest senior sister. Goodbye, eldest senior sister. I'm going to memorize it. My good disciple, how much longer are you planning to keep your master locked up? I haven't taught you very many times, but as the saying goes, a mother for a day is a father for a lifetime. You cannot ignore the grace of my teachings and imprison me here. The Wendao Sect has not had a sect master in position for 10 years. Aren't you afraid that idle gossip will damage your glorious reputation as the eldest senior sister? You accepted a disciple on my behalf, and considering that you took in a sword Dao genius, I will not pursue the matter, but at the very least, let me out to meet my disciple. Don't simply make him bow to that portrait. Sigh. 3 days later. 1,000 miles exist, vivid before the eyes, unfurling the moment it is released. Not bad, you really put in the effort. Morning, eldest senior sister. Morning, this incantation is only the primer. When the spell is not yet proficient, you must silently recite it in your heart. Once you can skillfully use Shrinking the Earth to an Inch, you won't need this incantation anymore. Next, I will demonstrate it for you once. Wow. Watch carefully. Did you learn it? With just a few more rounds of practice, you'll become every bit as proficient as I am. Who am I? Where am I? What just happened? Is the demonstration already over? Is it my turn now? Come on, it's your turn now. Okay. You can do this. 1,000 miles exist, vivid before the eyes, unfolding the instant it is released, shrinking the earth to an inch. Ah! Ha 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 ha! I succeeded on my very first attempt. I really am a genius. However, where exactly is this place? Ha! How did you manage to turn a spatial spell into an earth escape art? That was just an accident. I'll try it again. Existing across 1,000 miles, as though vivid before my eyes, stretching outward and expanding, shrinking the earth to an inch. Eldest senior sister, what kind of divine ability is this? How did you suddenly become so huge? Why don't you take another good look? Me, how did I suddenly become so tiny? Eldest senior sister? I will take you through another demonstration. This is an anomaly created by spatial distortion. Even soul formation stage cultivators would be crushed into pieces and have their souls scattered if they touched it. Wah! Hot hot hot. I'm about to get struck by lightning. Sorry to trouble you, big bro. I feel like my soul is still wandering around in that previous place and hasn't drifted back yet. The places we just visited are all realms within the Wendao Sect. You can explore them yourself in the future. Now, try casting the spell once more. Alright, I refuse to believe I'll keep having such bad luck again. Shrinking the earth to an inch. 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 Shrinking the earth successful 156 times. Successfully mastered the ability to perceive underground environments. Shrinking to an inch successful 210 times. Greatly enhanced evasion ability while shrunk. Shrinking the earth to an inch successful. 0. At least, you studied one spell and mastered two. That's right. Yahoo! Junior brother, I heard you're having trouble finding missions at the mission hall? Yeah, most of the missions are for Golden Core stage cultivators. There are very few missions suitable for me. And even those get snatched up by fellow disciples of the same generation. I was planning to stay there for a few days and see if I could get one. A few days ago, during a meeting with the elders, an issue came up at the herb garden, so they issued a mission. No one has accepted it yet. I think you're quite suitable for it. Why don't you give it a try? Me? The herb garden? I know very little about herbs. You'll understand once you get there. Old man, excuse me, is this the herb garden? Who are you? Lu Yang. I didn't ask for your name, I asked about your identity. The sect master's fourth disciple, eldest senior sister Yunji's junior brother. So Yunji was the one who sent you, you should have said so earlier. We're all disciples of the Wendao Sect. You can simply call me Old Ba. Second elder Bayan. Old Ba. Haha, what did Yunji send you here to do? Pick herbs? From what year? Eldest senior sister said. The herb garden issued a mission. Ah, that matter, then I really need to have a talk with you about it. Recently, a couple of silver-ringed earthworms in the herb garden had a domestic dispute, and went on strike, so they can no longer work. Huh! Earthworms having a domestic dispute. But Grandpa Ba, I'm not a veterinarian, I can't possibly persuade them. You're not a vet, and I'm not asking you to be one, I'm telling you to take their place at work. These two earthworms are responsible for loosening the soil throughout the herb garden. Yunzi said you just learned an extremely proficient earth escape art, so you need to burrow underground and loosen the soil in their stead. I have to play the role of an earthworm? What are you standing there blankly for? Hurry up and get inside. The garden hasn't had its soil loosened for several days. Someone will be inside to guide you on exactly how you should squirm around. Grandpa Ba, aren't earthworms hermaphrodites? How can there be a husband, let alone domestic disputes? Ordinary earthworms in the mortal realm don't have distinct genders, but once they develop spiritual intelligence and gain the ability to transform, they still possess separate male and female genders. It's all because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. That day, I asked the silver-ringed earthworm king's wife. Earthworms can survive even after being split in two. Why don't you divide yourself into two, work for one day and rest the next? Oh, right. And she actually went ahead and cut herself, splitting herself into two. Husband, you're back. You too, what's going on? Which one does husband like the most? I like sisters the most, ha ha ha. Is that really so? Then a civil war broke out within their family, and they acted out an entire chain of love and hatred. Even now, he has completely lost the heart to work. What a complete psycho. I don't recognize any of these herbs, and the medicinal fragrance is 10 times stronger than outside. It seems there's a formation here that locks in both the medicinal fragrance and the spiritual energy. I recognize this one, ice soul grass. It can accelerate cultivation for those practicing ice cultivation arts. It can also be used as an ice pack to reduce swelling after getting beaten up. Tested and proven to be effective. Hey, who are you? Who's speaking? Hey, over here, look down, look down. You're so dense, youngster, how can you not know to look down below? What have you come here to do? Hello, I'm here to loosen the soil. Good, 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 you're on the right track, youngster, much better than little Ba. Now I don't have to crane my neck backward just to talk, how wonderful. From now on, in this herb garden, you follow me, let's go, come with me to run an errand first, and once we're finished, I'll take you to meet the other kings of herbs. Okay. The spirit spring is just ahead, and the history of this spring water is even longer than that of the Wendao Sect. The spring spirit dwelling within has an especially deep connection with the Wendao Sect. You definitely wouldn't know that, youngster. Oh? The flow of the water is especially rapid today. It seems the spring spirit is in a bad mood today. By the way, you should have heard of the spring spirit. The youngsters of the Wendao Sect nowadays prefer to call it the river spirit. River spirit, senior? Brother Ginseng, let's pick up the pace a little. Over there is the illusion-breaking immortal wood. If you're struck by an illusion art, holding it tightly can break the illusion. No matter how I look at it, that's a cactus, isn't it? That is the explosive yang flower, which is highly beneficial to those with a fire spiritual root. It really does look like freshly cooked slices of kidney. We're here. Looks familiar. Is this some kind of medicinal material? These are called spirit stones, the things you cultivators use to cultivate. Beneath our feet is a grand array covering the entire herb garden, called the everlasting green array or something like that, and it helps us herbs grow healthily. These stones are components of the formation. Now that these stones have been depleted, I need to gather them up so little Ba can carry them all away in one trip. Youngster, I heard from little Ba that our Wendao Sect is rather poor, and to support us, they can barely make ends meet. Is that really true? Ah? Right. Guilty conscience, Grandpa Ba is actually pretty good at fooling herbs. Keep moving, over there is the Tao Comprehension Forest. Brewing its leaves and water can help one comprehend the Tao, while its wood can also be used to craft magical artifacts, so it's extremely valuable. This is lovesickness grass. It's the main ingredient used to refine the lovesickness bright moon pill. Legend has it that in ancient times there was a pair of lovers who broke through their family's restraints and eloped. The woman died tragically in the man's arms, and the man took his own life in grief and indignation. Their fresh blood dyed the roots of the wild grass red, and that was how the lovers' grass came to be. What a touching tale. Did this really happen? It's fake. It was invented so it could be sold at a higher price. I was right there when they came up with it. Beep. I've traveled throughout the central continent, so I can definitely be considered widely knowledgeable. The person who traveled alongside me is also a renowned mighty expert among you humans, named Layman Guiwe. Do you know him? I know him. I've read his book in the library pavilion. It records his experiences and observations from traveling through various countries. Sigh, honestly. If it weren't for someone spreading rumors about my aphrodisiac effects, forcing me to seek refuge in the Wendao Sect, I would still be wandering around and traveling right now. We're here. The kings of herbs usually gather around this area. Strange. I seem to be hearing lots of faint whispers, but there is clearly no one around. No. Those voices, they're actually coming from inside my body.